We're live.
Well,
Mike, say the thing.
Shit, hold on. I have to remove Facebook altogether. It won't let me go live.
Nah.
Facebook broke. As we wait in awkward silence on this.
Well, hello
live stream.
everyone.
Well,
this is
hi.
Paxton from the Mad LiberTEA Party, and of course, joining us we have Mike and our other little minions here that are always on the show.
We're not important.
No
We
gods,
can't
no
say
masters.
cult members, so this is minions is the closest we've got.
I think
Uh,
cultist
The
is a better term
anti-cult
than.
of the state.
I
have-
think cultist is a good term, or maybe zealots.
Yeah, Zealots is good. We have I3, of course, the fancy glasses man, and that's the only thing he's known for. We have Deco. He has a weird accent, and that's all he's known for. And we
He
have
has
Maxwell.
two pairs of glasses.
He's not known at all.
I'm not known. Hey, I reached 250 on my
Max,
Twitter
you're not special.
followers. I'm special.
Aw,
No,
I'm
you're
so
not
proud of
special.
you.
That's what Paxton said.
Special.
Yeah, I said it, therefore it is.
You're gonna be famous on the internet really soon. Just watch it.
I mean,
like
in
me.
a white
Everybody
male.
knows who I
I
am. No, I'm
got
just
50.
kidding.
I got 50
So, like,
followers in 5 days.
Update, if you were trying to watch this on Facebook and it didn't work and you came to YouTube or something, I got banned. I'll probably find a way back. I have no idea. Maybe.
Hey man,
I'm
if they
not
let
sure.
Mike Dunn back on, they'll let us back on somehow,
They
some way.
didn't let him back on.
He went back on whether they liked it or not.
Yo, I got banned with my second account in under a week. So
God.
record.
We've got all sorts of shit to fucking talk about tonight. You want to fucking give them the list of shit we're gonna talk about while I post? We're live on the
Yeah.
Discord real quick.
Yeah, let me pull it back up here.
Do we have a
Do-
do we have a specific order, or can we just spin
No.
the fucking wheel?
Are you kidding? That would require organization and effort.
Wheel of morality, turn. Tell us which topic that we should burn.
We're chaos. We don't have order.
So we're going to be talking about the alleged Flower Boy supporter that was arrested by the FBI on firearm charges. We'll be talking a little bit about the Mike Dunn arrest. For those of you who don't know, that Mike Dunn was arrested at a Spikecoin libertarian rally for open carry. He's since been released, and we'll get to all that good stuff. It's a lot of fun. We'll talk about the kidnapping or citizen's arrest of a governor, depending on who you ask. And we'll be talking, of course, about the protests and / rallies. As well, we're going to be reaching across the ocean here and be talking a little bit about Switzerland. Because nobody knows anything about Switzerland other than Pope people and mountains. And we're going to be talking about how they are steadily becoming authoritarian, just like every other nation, as we discuss red flag laws.
Ooh, big ooh.
This sounds too official. I don't like it.
It's
It
because
sounds
Paxton's
sustained.
doing it.
Damn it,
The rest of this
Paxton.
is too long, so I don't want to go through that. I doubt that we're going to get into any of that other stuff.
Okie
If we
dokie,
do,
well,
it's
that's
extra
fine.
bonus cookies for you guys. And you
I
guys are
really want to
welcome.
talk about the Mexican black bloc shit. That's totally based.
That's based.
It's based as fuck.
Sounds racist.
It sounds very racist. Mike, you're racist. Hashtag cancel.
Well,
Mike.
why don't we just fucking start with that then? Why don't we just start with the Mexicans and the Swiss? We'll go backwards on importance.
All right, fine. You start, Deco. You get to start tonight.
Oh. Okay. I don't know. Look, for a side note, if Jojo's watching this, never quote Switzerland as any kind of model. Never, in any case.
Talking about it.
I free pass the fucking link to Jojo. You know.
I will pass the link, but she's probably referring to it when it was once great some decades ago.
Switzerland hasn't been great since they kicked the Austrians' asses in like the mid 1500s. I don't know what you're talking about.
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
1800s. That will be a good time. You
Yeah.
know.
No, they
Whatever.
got cucked by Napoleon in the 1800s. Oh, fuck, we're off topic already.
Yeah.
Yeah, immediately. Just fucking immediately. Right off the goddamn topic. We're so good at this.
The train never even got
See, this
on the
is what
track.
happens when you let the Swiss start. That was my mistake.
Okay. So I mean,
At least the train
let's
is on time.
okay. Let's stop talking about history, which is not important because the real history starts with 1776. Everybody knows that. But okay,
Amen.
let's go back to 2020 where clowns take over countries. But yeah,
Like
Yeah, look-
right now, yeah.
I mean, recently both parts of the parliament, like the House and Senate, passed a law where it allows the police to put people on house arrest or forbidden to contact several people or other stuff. But I think it's not jail. And on occasions where they think that someone will commit terrorist actions, but what is defined as terrorism is not physical attacks. It's just like actions against the state or against the society. Yeah. So you don't have to own like a pile of guns at your home. No, it's just that the state thinks you're a danger. I mean, I don't know. It will basically affect everyone which is skeptical about the state or whatever, has a different opinion. I mean, you could misuse it for to ban free speech on certain people, and otherwise you can use it as a wildcard for everything else. I don't know. You can be a law-abiding citizen, which could be a threat for the actual government. I don't know. So, I mean, even the UN said that the definition of the law, how it is, it's against the European Convention on Human Rights. Yeah, I don't know what is worse. I don't know if Switzerland goes worse than the US. I mean, I don't know. The clowns went from 0 to 100%, but I don't know. What do you think about this?
Oh,
They need to start their own army now. They can't
Sounds
be
better than California.
Huh?
Sounds like you're still better than California.
It's a low
I mean,
bar.
the way we're running mental health shit and everything already in our country and other countries, like, makes red flags so fucking uncomfortable to begin with. It's like just another way for them to easy fucking point at you, as if, I mean, like, here, I'm like, as if like the Patriot Act and all that shit wasn't fucking enough. Now they've got your own fucking family and neighbors gonna fucking dick you over, quote, for your own good.
Mm.
Who, like, what are like the parameters of what's up with yours?
What do you mean with parameters?
Like, what are the
What-
requirements for it to be like happen to somebody?
Let me just look. I mean,
Is there a
said
specific reason why they decided to do this? Like, was there an
Yeah,
event
like,
that
was
happened?
there a shooting
No.
or something? They just
it was
randomly
years
decided
ago.
to do
Do you
it?
know? Can you remember what happened in Paris? First of all, there was Charlie Hebdo, then was Bataclan, and there was Antwerpen, which is in Belgium. I don't know, Muslim terrorist attacks, but that was 5 fucking years ago.
So because half a decade ago there were attacks in countries that weren't even Switzerland, that's why they're doing it?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. They think somehow they need to be prepared. I mean, you can't be prepared.
If you're gonna
Again,
go to jihad, why the fuck would you do it in Switzerland anyway?
I don't know if pussies.
Well,
Like, these dirty imperialists destroying our Middle East. Oh wait, fuck, Switzerland's never been there. Okay, never mind then.
I don't know. Switzerland has not been there, but I assume Swiss quality was there, but we never did something there, so I don't know
Y'all
what the
never did
problem
anything.
is.
You just went there and like kissed babies, did photo ops, and gave people medical care. It's all Switzerland ever does.
Honestly, all this shit's just another excuse to fucking arrest people, take their money, dig up their fucking lives, and, you know, like, push their fucking control freak necessity for, what is it, like, ruling on people, rulership on people.
They're power hungry.
I don't know. I mean, what does in the U.S. or I don't know in your states where you live in, and what is required that you are flagged as a terrorist and you are kept home?
The Patriot Act takes care of that.
As a terrorist, like, all they gotta do is suspect you, I think. I don't fucking...
Look, you got the Patriot Act, you got the NDAA, and then you have all these red flag laws in the U.S., and you have state laws that sometimes, convert
like anything can fucking cause it.
As far as laws are concerned, I don't think there's any way, at least not in the state that I live in, for them to legally take your guns, even if they suspect you being a terrorist. They could like put you in prison, but that's not the same as like just confiscating your guns and leaving you there. That's a totally different thing.
I mean, yeah, it's worse.
I mean, yeah, it's worse, but like I don't think that because there's no red flag law here in Arizona, so I don't really think that there is a way for them to do that here.
Max, you have the ATF. The ATF overrules.
Well,
so
here's my big question.
ATF can't confiscate guns that are legally held.
Is anybody trying to fight it, or are they just all kind of chill with it?
I mean, let me just look. I mean, kids starting at the age of 12 can be targeted by this law. Kids.
Why do you need to red flag a 12-year-old?
I don't know, 12-year-olds or
can't you just like call their parents?
Can 12-year-olds even have guns in Switzerland? If so,
no.
Siri, when's the next plane flight to Zurich?
Why do you need to red flag someone who can't even legally have a gun?
I don't know. Maybe the parents could misuse them as a bomb carrier. You know.
All right. I think the overall fucking thing is that arbitrary laws are stupid and should be fucking ignored.
That is the general consensus here.
I mean, I don't know. I will find it very funny if I could throw all the fucking politicians who voted for this shit to throw them into a Big Brother. Like, I don't know. You know the show Big Brother, where we cage people for our entertainment. I don't know. I want to see. I want to see that with the politicians who voted for yes.
You're sentenced to reality television.
Worse than death.
Yo, I will even program and set up all the
Max owes me a Coke.
All the matrix system where people can text with the politicians. Like I thought that you forgot to wash your hands or something like that. You're a terrorist. You try to
bioterrorism.
You try to break the germ.
You're
try to pass the germ and broke NAP.
Well, do you guys want to go around and give our opinions on this situation, or do we want to?
I think everybody's made it clear that it's bullshit.
I mean, like, I just think that all gun laws are fucking bullshit. They're bullshit, they're racist, they're authoritarian, and they should be ignored worldwide.
What does your shirt say, Mike?
It says all gun laws, or all gun control is racist. There's my fucking idea on this whole situation. Fuck y'all.
Okay.
What if you're in Switzerland where there's, like, only white people, though?
The Swiss are racist. That's what it is, and they're not all white people. They're black people and
I'm looking at the
brown
demographics in
people
Switzerland now.
Yo, let me say, people are mostly white. I mean, some people are like, I don't know.
Switzerland, the ethno state.
Nah, I won't say really ethno state. I mean, some people have kind of shades because some people come from other European countries. Like those from the south have like a bit of a tan. I don't know how to say, but like what you would consider black, few compared to the US or even to the UK. You know, colonies and stuff. Otherwise.
I was just gonna ask if any of the Paxton, you have haven't really said anything or not. I3, what do you guys have any opinions on this shit before?
Look, if you can't buy a machine gun or a tank from a vending machine, then whatever law is preventing you from doing that is racist.
I want my fucking McNukes.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys, I just
wanna
found
see-
the data.
Look, I tried to research how to buy my cheapest gun using 3D printed materials, and I want to legally do it. But after doing a
You should
couple hours of
document
research,
this and teach people how to do it.
No.
really frustrating. My state's a red state, but it's very frowned upon if you want to, make your own gun here.
Well, that's because they want you to follow the rules. They don't give a shit about freedom. They just have different rules.
If I don't have my McNuke, the law is racist.
3D printable McNuke.
If you don't
can I
give
just
me,
butt in
if
real
I
quick?
can't buy a nuke, this is racist. I love that. We need a T-shirt.
We need a T-shirt mic on that.
Okay, guys. So, let's go based off of Swiss ethnic groups. Swiss is 69%. Nice. German is right about 5. Italian is 3. Portuguese is 2.5. French is 2. Kosovo is 1.1. Yeah, there aren't black
They're
people in
mostly
Switzerland.
white, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know how.
Nico,
many-
you're in Switzerland. Have you ever seen a black person in Switzerland?
So
I
tonight
studied-
we've come up
I studied with a black
two
person.
T-shirts.
I mean, look,
We're
if
gonna
I
do
have
the
to
first
count,
one, and Switzerland is an ethno state.
look, if I have to count the people I know who are black, I just need one hand.
Oh wow. So
Well.
it's like living in Burleson when I was a kid.
It's like,
I
don't
know.
Dude, I remember when we got our first brown, like it was weird because like I didn't ever think about shit like this, but like when the first brown people moved in or whatever, it was like a really big deal. I remember when like the first Asian family to go to the high school with us, it was strange.
Okay.
Were you like around in like
Fucking
in
strange, it was, like,
1950,
really
Mike?
No, unfortunately not. No. It was just fucking shitty ass town in the 90s.
Well,
Paxton, what are your thoughts on this issue?
Well, I think the real question comes down, like, of course, all of us think that red flag laws are bullshit, but the question is, why exactly are they bullshit? Because all the people watching this, generally speaking, are going to be people that already kind of agreed to us. But what are the arguments for the exterior, to the left and to the right? Why is it that red flag laws are so terrible?
No victim, no crime.
Self-defense.
I think that it goes as simple as like if you don't hurt nobody, there ain't no crime.
Well, that's exactly how you explain it to a Texan.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot of
That same
business.
exact
If
accent
you ain't
and
hurt
everything.
nobody,
Yeah.
ain't no
Y'all ain't
fucking-
hurt nobody.
Yeah, I-
Ain't hurt
He
nobody.
ain't hurt
don't
no
say.
one. He ain't hurting no one. You leave him alone.
Bless his heart.
Bless your heart.
But yeah, I mean, to me, it really comes down to, okay, yeah, we've established, and I'm more speaking to like the boogs out there, the libertarians, independents, anarchos, stuff like that. We already understand why it's negative, but we need to start developing the arguments to show the left and the right why this is bullshit. And a lot of people say, well, the conservatives are already anti-red flag, and that's really not the case because we're losing that battle significantly. There's a lot of people saying that it's common gun sense law, and that's coming from largely the moderates and the right. That's their mid ground. That's their giveaway to the leftists. They don't want their guns taken away, so they think maybe we give them a
So
little
they
bit of
want
ground.
our guns
Flag
taken away
laws.
instead.
Exactly. I'm a law-abiding citizen. Surely nothing will happen to me. I have nothing to hide. It's the same fucking Patriot Act mentality. It's
Yeah.
not about that. It's about you being a free individual. Are you or are you not a free individual? If you want to call yourself a slave, then by all means, suckle on the leather boots of the state and let them decide if you are capable of holding a firearm or not. And moreover,
that's what
if
you're
you
setting them
personally
up
believe
for.
that you're capable of holding a firearm and maintaining a firearm, it is not your place to judge if another person is in that same state. Because a lot of people would argue that you're not. Basically, everybody in California says that you shouldn't have a gun. So why are you the one to judge if your neighbor should have a gun, and etc. and so forth? That's why red flag laws are so absolutely fucking terrible. It's essentially asking you to report your neighbors. It's creating a police state without even having the police necessary. It's exactly what you see in the terrible horror films like 1984 and things like that, where they're basically having civilian arrest, and civilians are acting as the secret police. You can't trust your neighbors, and that's completely opposite of the general moderate and conservative mindset, but they do it regardless because they're scared. They don't want their firearms taken away, so they keep giving up ground, and they keep giving up ground, and we can't do that.
Just give them this, then maybe they'll stop. And then
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. The IT guy will say in this case peer-to-peer monitoring.
Yes. I concur.
No authority needed. Holy shit. Well, what can I say? I mean, start with gun laws and end with thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
Is someone on Discord?
Wait, who's in Discord? Everything stops. Wait, I hear the call of the nerd.
Do I hear status sounds here?
Oh no.
So what's our next topic?
So the next one, do the thing, Max.
Mexican
next topic. You're Swiss.
Next topic. Oh fuck! I just got gunpowder all over me.
We are terrible at this. We can't ever do it together.
Can you guys shut up and let's continue?
So,
Mike, do you want to go off with the black Mexicans?
No, it's not black Mexicans. It's Mexican black bloc. Okay, so basically a month ago, there was protesting women, and they were angry because the crimes against them are being overlooked, and they're not getting justice. And femicide and domestic violence and rape and shit is really bad for the women over there and everything. It's just horrible. It's pretty bad. And if we think we have shit for justice here, they have fucking even worse justice there, given the situations. They got tired of it, formed a black bloc group, and took over a human relations government building. And they basically been doing a little Chaz there, except for it's not ridiculous or stupid, and no one's been shot. It's just a bunch of fucking anarchistic women, or so they're saying, that have formed, that are just occupying this place and demanding that they be given the justice that they deserve, or at least a shot at it and everything. I think it's really cool, and I think that the way that they're doing it out there is a really good example of a positive and constructive use of black bloc. Do you guys know what black bloc is?
Yeah.
Okay. What about
I personally haven't heard of it.
I have not heard of it either.
Well, I mean, it happened. It's not just an Antifa thing, unlike what some people think. It's basically you ever look out into the protests and shit. I'll be vague. You ever look out into the protests and you see the more violent groups that are all wearing all black and they're all covered from head to toe and they're wearing the masks and everything like that?
Yes.
They're there to create, different things. But that's Max, hold on a second. Would you like to explain? I'll be right back.
So basically, black bloc is the term for the individuals who are anonymously dressing, usually in all black, in a way to which they can hide their identity, mostly so the government can't go after them. So when you see people like Antifa who go out, they're wearing all black, they're not wearing anything identifiable. It's twofold. First of all, so you can't be identified by the government, and secondly, so you can have more of that mob mentality where you are not an individual, where you are the group. So you have a combination of that anonymity with the mob mentality, which typically occurs in more violent circumstances.
So,
thank you. Sorry about that. I had to go. There was a cat stuck, and it was very distracting.
Mike pulled a cat out of a tree.
Not a trap box.
Not all over my fucking desk.
Leapt right into a box, couldn't get out. Babies. But like, yeah, so like they formed a Black Bloc group and they're basically occupying this place. I think that it's really cool. Some people are like upset because they've defaced the public building and all this shit. And
What would you freaking do?
Mike,
kind of
this kind of reminds me now. I don't know. I'm sort of mixed on this. And the reason why is this reminds me of Evergreen College a couple of years ago when a couple of anarchists overtook that college, but they did it for nefarious reasons for social justice. Now, these anarchists in Mexico are not necessarily doing it for social justice, but for real justice. And I think I can go along with that. I just hope it was a nonviolent, voluntary transfer of power.
You usually don't get very much nonviolent when it comes to these Black Bloc groups.
Well, Black Blocs in theory are great because, we all need to reduce our identity to,
right.
To where we don't get surveilled on from either corporate or government, entities. But one thing I do notice about Black Bloc in terms of maybe Antifa is that they are not necessarily doing it to prevent them getting surveilled. Not all the time.
It's also that big aspect of being one with the crowd. You're not an individual. You are the movement. You're not just a person. You lose that level of self-control.
There are bad actors.
Yeah,
are going to be using that to their opportunity. And
but there's always going to be that.
I think Black Blocs in Mexico, in ideological terms, are probably different from Black Bloc communities in the U.S. At least
people on all sides of the political spectrum have used that tactic before.
Yeah, no, it's been also it's been used by all sorts of different groups all over the fucking world, and every group of Black Bloc's gonna be fucking different from the next. Honestly, that's just it's given by the nature. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. Like I've fucking condemned some shit. I've fucking woohooed some shit.
You've yeeted some shit and you've said it's like nope.
Yeah, like you gotta take it as it goes though. Like I don't like fucking just being like, oh well, this one thing associated with this shit means they're all like this, especially these days. Like people are so quick.
Yeah, I would say to those that are very much into being a part of a Black Bloc community, just know that your enemy may or may not be the ones you think is your enemy.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the problem is that specifically, now this happened, and I'm not sure, Mike, if you're aware of this, but portions of Black Lives Matter, at least the more communist socialist portions of that group, yeeted and outed Antifa members that were not people of color. And they let them to a slaughter by being arrested by a bunch of cops.
Where at?
Portland, I believe.
Oh,
and I want to know this specifically is that we all know that if you go down this death spiral of being a social justice warrior and compartmentalizing every single group, eventually they'll turn on each other.
More importantly, we all know what happens when anarchists try to work with communists.
Yes, but I guess Antifa needs to find out the hard way. At least
Antifa is, first off, not a real group. I want to say that first off.
It's just an idea.
Like there's so many different kinds of people that are with Antifa. Like I get that not all of them are anarchists and shit like that. So obviously they're just, when I say anarchists, I'm just talking about the ones that are. Because like, good Lord. You can find Antifa people looking like normal everyday people picking up trash and shit like that, for Christ's sakes. But, I mean, I guess this topic is, does anybody have anything they want to say about it before we move on to the bigger ones?
No, sounds like Mexico's getting its shit together. That's good to hear.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have more of a history of rebellion than we do, so we're all like liberty and shit like that, but they're they're kind of ahead of us in that area. Like, there's big chunks of their country that are kind of cautious of the government and the the government
They've
and the
had more
cartels are
revolutions
cautious.
in the past century than we've ever had in all of American history.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm not surprised that they're just like, fuck it, and throw over tables.
They're like,
Fuck
they're
it,
like,
everyone's just
man, the last time we had a big rebellion was in the 1860s, and Mexico's like, shit, we do this every other week.
And
shit.
what kind of comment
All
in?
right. So we do have a question here, which is pertinent before we move on to the other shit. Tonight was a shitty fucking week, apparently. Like, tonight was shitty. I got banned from Facebook right before this happened, and so did Deco, so there will be no Facebook live stream. They have cut that down. And Axios was gonna come join us and talk about some stuff with the Denver shooting with us, and I'll definitely add in what they mentioned and stuff, but like they got called in, so they can't go, they can't make it. And then Mike Dunn was going to come join us and talk about his arrest, but he had a sudden power outage. Although
Does Mike have the link so he can join
earlier today, he does, but
Okay,
I'm not going to count on it. Like earlier today, he did put a short thing out. So if you will stick that on the end of this once it's settled, and like if you want, go check out his channel. He did drop a little thing over there, and we'll talk about this stuff still anyways. But big bummer all around. Everybody got dicked basically. So it is what it is.
Next topic.
What do you guys want to do first?
I'm focusing on.
Let's talk about Denver.
All right.
Let's focus on Denver, shall we?
Denver.
To Electric Boogaloo.
Well, at first I was like, well, this looks like a dude fucked around and found out with a security guard. But there are so many weird things going on with this. Like, come to find out, the security guard, like, I saw this, and then there's been further mention of it now and stuff. So I'm assuming that it's legit, that the guy has no license. And I don't give a goddamn about license, by the way. But like, he was out there doing his job unlicensed, and that's obviously making this concerning. And like, there's people saying that the guy has a tattoo that has like an anti-racism tattoo, and that makes him affiliated with Antifa because he's got that tattoo and he's been to protests. We have freaking headlines stating that an Antifa member or a Black Lives Matter member has killed a Trump supporter. Like, they're just blatant about it, you know, like that part. And they're like, oh, they don't even care about what his motives are. They're just like, he's a Democrat. Obviously, this is politically motivated.
So,
blah, blah,
from what I've
we
seen,
have like images and shit. Like, okay, I can't find videos, so nobody can find any videos, but we do have a collection of the fucking photographs that are put in order rapidly. If you guys want to see that, hold on, let me play that real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw a slowed down version of that earlier, and it made it pretty clear.
Yeah, there have actually been people with like blue checks and stuff out there intentionally posting the pictures in the wrong order, which really freaked me out because I was like, what's wrong with this dude's hat? Come to find out it was because it was in the wrong order.
Yeah. So when I saw this, my first thought was, fuck, another one. So I looked into it a good bit, and I don't care about the politics of either side. Oh god, the kittens are probably doing it again. I don't really give a shit what the politics are, either side. It looks like it was a bad shoot. I don't think Mace was deserving of deadly force, even if it was unprovoked, which it doesn't seem like it was, but I'll get to that next. So it looks like he shot a guy for not a good reason. I don't care that he's unlicensed. I don't care that they disagreed about politics. What matters is the shoot self-defense or not, and I would say not, especially because in in some brightened versions of those photos, you can actually see that the Pinkerton reporter protection dude, the guy who shot, was reaching for a firearm that was being carried by the victim. So with those things all considered, I would say bad shoot. What do you guys think?
Let's go first.
I will just note that we're going to have more of this, so it doesn't matter exactly which side you're on, my friend. It's going to matter whether you want to end up dead or alive. Do you really want to have this multiplied by hundreds during election day? And my thought is that if you do not want to get shot and value your life, please live your life as far away as government buildings as possible. Because that's where all the action is at. And I don't see these people protesting the government buildings. They're protesting each other or some type of lofty idea that I don't necessarily care about. I care about people staying alive. Why don't we focus on that?
Yeah. What do you think, Mike? You're muted, by the way.
You're muted. Oh, yeah.
Son of a bitch. I was going to say, on top of that, I'll say that there are already like people who are so concerned about what's going to happen with the election that they're like offering to help people like temporarily or permanently get the fuck out of the whole damn country while this shit.
Did you hear about those weird rich bunkers?
Yeah.
Rich people are doing?
Yeah.
They're so fantastic that one person bought an entire island and made it a bunker.
Nice. But I mean, like, to stay on the point, this whole thing is complex because, like, I don't know if I would shoot someone for slapping me. If he maced me, I would probably, I don't know. This is so fucking, it's really hard to put yourself in a situation like this to be like, I would do this or I would do that. Because, like, I don't know how the day had been for him. I don't know whether other people were looking menacing from the other angle or what. I have no fucking clue what the hell was going on in that dude's head or why he's doing it or what his motive is. Nobody knows what his motive was.
I don't know if you heard when I mentioned this, Mike, but it did look like he was trying to grab the dude's gun when he slapped him.
Well, most people are saying it looks like he was grabbing for the mace. And some people have come out and said that he was asking the dude to put the mace down.
I don't know. I don't think mace is a reason enough to kill somebody. Personally. Of course, again, we don't know all the circumstances. But
Max, this is not the debate part. We're going to take turns. Anyways, so I don't think that I would have escalated it that much. I don't think that it's a good shot. But I don't think they're going to get murder one. Like, they're asking murder one, and I don't think they're going to get that. They're going to have to, like, I just don't think that, I think that they should be asking for, like, a different, going at it for a different angle if they really want something. Fucking laws are stupid, though, and I'm like, well, it's not the law. The whole system is fucking stupid, so I can't expect anything to be done correctly anyways. So I'm not gonna put any fucking faith in it.
I'm just curious.
But I guess bad shot.
Bad shot. I just
realized you didn't actually say bad shot or not.
Yeah, it's a bad shot. I am not going to defend the person that shot the person who had pepper spray, but I will do a fair warning. Anybody who goes into a place or an environment like this, pepper spray should be the last thing you should have. You should be armed, concealed, and ready to fire if you're going to do this. Otherwise, get the hell out of Dodge.
I mean, it doesn't have to be concealed, but probably might give you a jump, I guess.
I'm going to actually just pitch in real quick for like safety advice. I really don't think it's smart to conceal at protests because especially if you're protesting the police, because then they can pull the whole, oh, well, he had a gun and I saw him reach for his waistband sort of thing. So if you're going to carry it, make sure that it's visible so they can't pull that shit if they try to do something to you.
Fair enough.
All right, Deco, your turn. What do you think about all of this and good or bad shot?
I don't know. It makes me depressing. Everything makes me depressing. I don't know.
I mean, that we've gotten so fucking wound up that we're literally just murdering each other in the streets now.
Clowns. I don't know. I mean, what I can say is.
What do the Swiss say about this shit? Are they talking about it?
I mean, okay, look, at this point, when you say the Swiss, most people are not fucking based. They're not based at all. I mean, and the entire continent of Europe goes like Orange Man bad. I don't know. It feels like most people are trimmed and they almost share the same ideology. Sorry, and then I don't know. So I would say from my perspective and not the perspective of Switzerland, because that would be stupid to say. I assume that in 2020 we get smarter and we learn to coexist, but I would say it does not help. It gets worse and worse. It makes me more depressing. It makes me really. I don't know what to say. It's like I have seen this before.
So I'm gonna take it that's a bad shot from you.
I guess it's affirmative.
I don't know.
What about you, Paxton?
The question is if the man that shot him took a bad shot.
I mean, if it was a bad shot or not. Like, was it good? Was it justified? Was it okay?
Yeah, no, I'm of the mindset that it was justified. The whole fucking argument of, well, he was using this and then he got shot for it is completely bullshit in my mind. I shouldn't have to run to the store to get a can of mace to equally defend myself because that's what he decided to use. The moment that you aggress upon someone, the NAP is off as far as I'm concerned. That does not necessarily... Logic should prevail. That's the whole point of libertarian and anarcho values. That does not mean that the moment someone pushes you, it's not ideal for you to shoot that person with a shotgun in their face and completely obliterate their head. That's not ideal. That's not what you should be aiming for, and that you shouldn't be putting yourself in that type of situation. But it is justified. That person broke the NAP. The rules of engagement are off. You have the right to defend yourself by any means necessary. You don't know where that is going to go. You don't know if this person is going to mace you and then continue to assault you now that you're disabled. It doesn't matter. It's assault. And you get to decide on if that is a, worthy of a life or death situation as far as I'm concerned. It's a good shot.
I mean, I would say that
gotta be the odd man out, huh?
Yeah.
Like,
we're
you're
already talking
literally
about this.
too depressed about all of this to actually give us an answer of good or bad, and you're just like, good, kill them all. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
But
even if it's a situation of
definitely
fuck around and find out, like even if it's not a situation of fuck around and find out, obviously we don't have all the information, but as far as the current story is being prevailed, this person aggressed upon this person, that person defended themselves. How they decided to defend themselves is irrelevant. It doesn't fucking matter. Whether he decided to beat the shit out of that individual with his bare fist, or whether he decided to fucking shoot him. It does not matter.
Well, we also have to consider we don't know who technically aggressed first. We didn't see the whole thing.
We're
don't
going with
know
the information provided.
So yeah, so if we assume that the guy who shot was not the initial aggressor, I can see a case being made for it being a good shot. I don't agree with it, but I can see the case. If something comes out,
because the guy was escalating, if that's the fact. Because first he slapped him, then he pulled the chemical. That's an escalation in itself. So if he'll escalate from a slap to that, you don't know what he's gonna do next.
Well, yeah,
And he
but
did have a
if the
gun,
guy tried to
but
grab, if what he was
honestly-
reaching for was to grab a gun, I would definitely say it was it was a bad shot in that case. That's what I've heard.
There's a bunch of really weird, like if we find out that this guy like slid in here to intentionally kill Trumpers or something like that, that's gonna be dicked. But as far as the
Pretty beta.
police have released, he's not really, they say he's not connected to Antifa. And the right is saying that he is connected to Antifa because he's a protester and he has an anti-racism tattoo. And I'm like,
Well, if they don't like, well, first of all, it's a Space Invaders tattoo. It's not necessarily anti-racism.
Yeah, I don't like the whole, everything is a sign and a symbol.
yeah, like, well,
When can Space Invaders just be Space Invaders?
all these places immediately go to their social media, devise what side they're on, and immediately tell everybody so they can get in their ranks and
I'm on
face
the
off with each
Side
other.
of the individual. How about that? What if I took the position of I was for both actions?
I mean,
Then you'd
that's
be
your
weird.
prerogative, but I3 is weird, so it's okay.
Oh, thank you.
It's weird and gay.
Oh,
Well, I am gay in the terms of the 1950s.
oh, how that's disappointing.
I am an anarcho-trans traditionalist.
An anarcho-trans traditionalist.
Exactly.
I'm afraid of what the hell that fucking means. But I mean, like, I don't think that they're gonna be able to get murder one on him unless some special like secret thing comes out where we find out that he like intentionally sneaked in there to fucking kill him. I just don't fucking see this as being the people who think this is like a targeted thing is kind of crazy sounding, and I hate to call people crazy because I don't want to be like a fucking gaslighter and
Like you're crazy.
shit like that. Like next week, I'm gonna be on here being like, "I'm so sorry about what I said before. I was wrong." No, I'm just kidding. Just watch something come out being like hysterically wrong. But no, I don't really. I think that this is just the next chapter. Like maybe even just like the next page in this fucking chapter because like they can't give us a week without being able to throw something divisive at us so that we don't stop fighting each other. They're continuing to shake the jar of ants. And I think that's all this is. If anything, they're taking advantage of the situation. I mean, I don't feel like it was set up. I was really paranoid at first, but I'm pretty sure that my paranoia was rising from the fact that people were intentionally posting things in the wrong order and shit like that. Because I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Why? Although, like, it is kind of shitty that the company didn't put somebody who wasn't licensed out there, I guess, if you care about licensing, but that's not really a big deal to me. Some people might consider that shady that Pinkerton did that.
You require no tyranny papers.
Yeah, but considering they typically do it, it's weird that they didn't do it. You know what I mean?
What if Pinkerton actually didn't send this guy? What if it was actually just an FBI mole pretending to be?
He's a secret. He's secretly he's a far right Nazi and
he's an Antifa boogaloo
assassin.
He's an Antifa boogaloo fed assassin. Wait, I'll take this off, everybody. He's an Antifa boogaloo
Christian assassin.
Boogaloo capitalist fed. That's what he is.
You sound like you're fucking making RP characters for fucking Moonbar.
So, Mike, in this next D&D game, my character is going to be a boogaloo Antifa capitalist fed.
Oh, Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
That's a +4 level race, dude. You're gonna have to fucking sit it out for a couple of games.
Oh man, I'll have to wait till 4th level to unlock the capitalist perk.
God damn it. Anyways,
topic.
Yeah. Next topic. What do we want to do next? We're actually moving pretty good. We're an hour in, almost.
Slap me silly. What? Can we do a surprise topic?
Wait.
I don't know. Ask the dungeon master.
Well.
Oh wow.
Okay, so next topic, we'll talk about what happened earlier this week with Dunn. He was in Virginia, open carrying at a libertarian rally, in a park, and what happened was, what I think happened was that, like, one of the people who overlooks the park asked him to disarm, and he said no, and then they called the police, and the police showed up, and they tried to get him to disarm, and he said no, and then they arrested him.
Initially, he said the ranger didn't say anything. The ranger just like ignored him, but then later called the police, and the police asked him to disarm.
Okay, well, that may be the case. Either way,
His video is still fresh in my head.
I watched it earlier, but I was kind of like rushing around trying to make sure everything was ready and stuff. But like, yeah, to me, all of this is fairly clear. I mean, like, it's a good example of how you can not comply without having to like go guns blazing and not make
without kidnapping a governor.
We'll talk about that later. But like, honestly, I think he handled himself quite well. What really bothered me was how everybody around him handled themselves. Like, I'm not saying that they should have jumped the cops or anything, but I think that they could have.
Yeah, we would never say that.
They could have put up a fucking protest. They could have gotten arrested with him. They could have done anything in solidarity or some shit like that. But they just stood there and watched it. And then when it was done, they were like, you see, this is what's wrong with shit. And nodded their heads and then fucking tweeted and crap. And that was about it. Like,
well, by the time that I feel like if Spike was there from the beginning, there would have been a lot more of a ruckus made. But by the time Spike was able to show up, he was already in handcuffs being put in the car.
No. Spike didn't have a spine at all here. He asks if he complies. If he complies, will you let him go? If he complies.
Well, what is he supposed to say? I demand you let him go?
Hold on.
No,
Officer, if he complies, then would he be allowed to go?
I'm not going to comply. More past that. He has the opportunity. And y'all had an opportunity to uphold and defend the Constitution, and you refused to do it. You blatantly became a tool of the state.
You know what, Mike? His apology after that I sent to you on the Discord server, I didn't see that clip. Now I'm scratching my head. It's like, well, we spent all this time to try to get Spike to comment on this, and that comment, if he complies, I am now. That's disappointing to hear, man. That's disappointing.
You see why I'm so fucking upset about it, I3.
I really can't.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you don't have any imagination. I've seen plenty of people protest people being arrested in multiple ways. They could have gotten in the way. They could have insisted to stand with him. They could have stood in front of the car and behind it. They could have done all sorts of nonviolent things. Hell, they could have even just fucking argued more, but they didn't even really do that.
Yeah, I definitely think.
I'm continuously saying, that everything's getting hotter and more spicy out here, and I'm worried that the LP is going to just stand there and watch while they fucking take us all away. And that's exactly what they did. And I don't feel, I'm not trying to like talk for Mike or anybody else out there, but I feel that they let not just him down, but everybody else. And if I'm there and they're going to arrest you for some shit like that, I'm going to go with you.
Well, Mike didn't have any problem. Mike seemed to be totally understanding of what Spike did.
Well, of course, like, you can't fucking expect everybody to be at the same fucking level of commitment as you. And allowing him to be arrested. Oh, no, hold on. Allowing him to be arrested allowed to, as he said, it made a statement. It's allowing things to go further. They're going to have a protest on Thursday at 6 p.m. If you guys can get out there to, where it's
Virginia.
Newport News, Virginia. If you want to go back them up and whatever, get your butt out there and find them. The thing is, like, I think the thing where I think that both you and Mike are wrong for being, and I wanted to ask him what he thought about this, but like, obviously there was a power outage. The feds cut the power. We can't have a fucking. They're trying to stop us from talking. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, like,
Are you kidding?
what I wanted to ask was like, or say was that, if he wants to, I don't believe in the presidential shit at all. But if you want to fucking run to be the second in command of this nation, and you want to do so under the banner of fucking liberty, you better fucking come packing a goddamn spine. Look at fucking, like, I hate Kokesh, but he's willing to fucking get arrested. Like, I can't stand Kokesh, but he's willing to fucking get arrested.
And
Well,
do you really, I don't know. I don't see how it would have benefited anybody for Spike to have gotten arrested there. I
Are
feel
you
like what
kidding me?
Ratings.
If Spike had gotten arrested there with him, he would have stood by all of their fucking things that they've been presenting, and it would have fucking shot the ratings. Can you imagine how much attention that would have fucking brought the campaign and stuff?
They would have fucking ignored it like they do everything else involved with that campaign. The media doesn't give a shit about the Libertarian Party.
Libertarian vice presidential nominee is arrested. I really don't think that they're gonna fucking ignore that.
If the government wants them to ignore it, they 100% will.
They wouldn't, because they'd use it to try and fucking run us through the mud. But the problem is, the mud is where we shine.
Yes,
Look,
yeah.
And
That would have rallied people. That would have been so great. But he couldn't, because he has no spine. You just see him. Hold on. I just wanna watch this one more time.
If he complies, then would he be allowed to go?
I'm not going to comply. More past that.
He has the opportunity.
My
So fucking
son
just-
had
like,
more.
that's so weak. That's so weak.
look. Imagine. Look.
And I'm not saying he should have fought. I don't think that would have I don't think that would have been good. I mean, but y'all could have protested. Y'all could have put up more of an argument. Y'all could have freaking insisted that they arrest you too. You could have done so many fucking things to stand in solidarity with each other. And you just stood there and watched. All I can think of is that first scene from fucking Boondock Saints.
Oh,
the best thing will be for Spike to get arrested, because first of all, I don't think that the media will just sweep it on the rug. I mean, a vice president candidate gets arrested. That's the best money quote of the month. That shit sells, so they cannot ignore it. Unless,
I mean, remember when Gary Johnson fucked up? They put that in the news, and it wasn't even half as interesting as this. They would have definitely put this in the news.
Yeah.
All right, let's go around. Let's go around the table and give our fucking thoughts. What, like, in general, I suppose. Like, do you think that Mike handled himself well? What do you think this was a good thing, a bad thing? What do you think about the Spike situation? We'll start with Paxton this time, since he's usually last.
No, I think Mike handled himself well. There's a lot of fucking dumb fuckery out there saying that he should have fucking shot the police. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for shooting police with cameras and everything, but I definitely disagree with that. I mean, one, it's not that you're not supposed to have a shootout in the middle of, fucking Texas Roadhouse. You don't do this in public locations. You don't make other people's. You don't do what the state would do. You don't have a shootout where innocent people that aren't willing to die for your beliefs would die for your beliefs. That's not how this works. If you are going to die and resist the state, you should do it on literally your own hill, at your home, your castle, and. Yeah, I think Mike did the appropriate thing. He
it's
resisted
a peaceful non-compliance.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you should be doing. What Spike did is completely wrong. As a person that really liked Spike, this made me lose a lot of respect for him. This is not This is what the Libertarian Party is, and that's what the problem is. They want to talk about being tread on. They want to say, come and take them. They want to say, don't tread on me.
But when
They're
you get
treading
there, they're like,
all
okay.
the fucking time. That's the problem. You guys aren't going to do anything when you are being tread upon. They can
They've
have the
been
gun to the back
treading.
of your head, and you're not going to do anything. And that's the problem. That's why we have to escalate things, because you won't do basic self-defense of your own rights. Somebody has to fucking do something. That's what we're here for.
All right, Max, you go with your simp opinion.
So first of all, Mike showed like saintly levels of restraint in just stating he won't comply, and not like he wasn't like struggling. He wasn't like fighting the cops. He didn't pull his gun. And a lot of people got really mad, and I had to put them in their places on the tweeters on the Bird app.
No, I saw you.
Where they were like, oh, well, if he was black, he would have gotten shot. And I'm like, yes. And I'm pretty sure Mike Dunn will be the first person to tell you that that's a horrible thing, that a black person in that situation would have been shot. So I think Mike 100% did the correct thing. Like his restraint in not escalating things and not being violent was, I commend that. Not a lot of people can be put in handcuffs without like squirming and trying to like start a fight when their literal constitutional rights are being infringed. So he kept a cool head, and I respect that. About the Spike issue, I'm going to piss everybody off because I think that Spike did what he could have done in his situation. Like, there really wasn't much that Spike could have done. The other people around who were there before he was already in cuffs, being grabbed by the cops, they should have done something early on. Because you can't, once you stop the arrest early on before the person is literally shackled and is being put into a car, you can't really stop it once it's gotten to that point in progression. So I feel like Spike did all he could. Some of the other people who were around definitely should have done more than just watch. They should have probably not like physical or anything. I don't think blocking the car would be a good idea because that's how you get run over. But I do think that making a ruckus, shouting about like, yo, they're arresting this guy, doing that sort of thing definitely would have been appreciated by all parties. And if they did that, maybe they could have gotten Spike over there sooner so he could have actually done something effective. But I don't fault Spike for what he did. And I commend Mike for what he was able to do. That's my take. You're not going to put status alert or anything? No?
No, you're just a simp. Go, Deco.
Well, I don't know. I would say that Spike is not ready for the fuck life because holy shit, he missed in a parallel universe. He will be like, I don't know, journalism rich by just getting thrown into a cage and then led after 6 hours later because the FAC will file a fucking complaint and people will go mad, people will go crazy, and chaining up a vice president candidate, that will be like such a golden title, but no, good fucking job. I don't know. I mean, there's nothing much to say.
Well, do you agree with me and Paxton or Max or something different? You don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I would just say that's I mean, he will show much more spine. I mean, I would say in the sheep state, no one will vote Jojo and Spike so hard that they will make a difference. Maybe they will get like a new personal best for the LP by, I don't know, hitting 15%, but it will still be a good promo, like showing this party has a spine, like that are hardcore people, but no.
Had a chance.
It's
Had
a
a real
chance.
good chance.
I mean, I don't know, and
Well, okay.
To add something, I mean, imagine a parallel universe where Mike Dunn will be black and shot by the police for no fucking reason. I mean, wearing this shirt will
Well,
make
you don't have
much
to be
more
black to
sense.
be shot by the police for no reason.
Yeah,
It
but
helps.
look,
It
Mike,
is disproportionate.
it's
It
about
does
raising.
help. Yeah.
I mean,
If
it's
you're-
raising the odds.
if you identify as a dogkin, you might actually raise your chances too.
Okay, so yo,
If
I
that
mean-
was Mark getting arrested, he would have been shot.
I mean,
So, real quick, I just want to say, Spike's
Okay.
supposed to be a leader.
Yeah.
That's the whole problem.
not a
If he was a
follower.
civilian, just doing normal civilian stuff, he worked at the
Well,
elementary
he's
school
not
as a
obligated
janitor,
to do anything
then he
to
shouldn't
anybody.
have done anything, and that would have been expected. But when you're talking about the tyranny of the government, that the government is treading all over you, and that's your whole platform, you should have done more. You shouldn't have
Oh yeah.
got on your fucking knees and suckled on the cock of the police and asked, if he complies, will you let him
no.
go? That's ridiculous. What he
Oh,
should
yeah,
have done is
exactly.
exactly what we said. Is he should have said, if you are going to arrest him, you can arrest me as well. Because what does he have to lose with that? What does
Nothing.
that hurt?
They
All that does is
Yeah,
radicalize
right.
his base, because every libertarian, every boog, everyone with that ideology would have supported him for that and would have loved him for that. He's lost respect. He gained less by doing what he did. And the libertarians made themselves look like a joke. They showed the police that this is exactly what's going to happen, that people aren't going to stand and resist.
And I do
At least
think
not the
that
libertarians.
he could have done something better. I was just saying that I don't hold it against him for not doing more.
No, I hold it against him. He's a fucking adult and a leader. He should know better.
welcome to the show, Dill. Do you know what we're talking about?
I'm bouncing in a couple minutes. I'm literally on break. I'm literally at work right now. So,
We have a cameo from Dill on break at work in a place.
Wait a minute, we're allowed to do that?
Is
I
that
would have even
Alice,
missed a couple of things then.
no, I'm not making content right now. So
If you guys want, by the way, if you guys want to help out, show up on Thursday to give some support, or there's a GoFundMe link down below for Mike Dunn's legal fund and stuff like that. Get that up. If you
How much
don't,
does he need?
if you do want to, I think he said he had I think they needed 300 or so more dollars or something like that.
$300.
If
I don't know.
If you
I
guys want to give to the GoFundMe, but you only use crypto, hit us up. We'll make the exchange for you. It'll be fine.
Okay. I mean, in this case, pass the link to Spike.
Here, Spike. You owe him.
Yeah.
Let's push on to the next topic.
Next
I don't know.
topic.
This
All
one's
right.
just gonna make me angry.
Yep.
Which one is which one do you guys want to do now? Oh wait, we only have one more topic.
Palestine
left.
isn't a state.
Oh God, no, I don't want to do that. We have two more topics.
Israel's not a
One's
legitimate
dumb.
state. Israel is not a legitimate state.
All
Did I?
right, so
on the last topic, Mike.
oh yeah, I3. You go ahead and do yours. I forgot. We skipped you.
Wow.
I am so
Shit.
to do this.
later.
Paxton, I'm about maybe one half step in front of you. You know, I'm one of the official volunteers on the Joe Jorgensen Spike Cohen's Discord server, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I am about to almost go nuclear. That's where I'm at right now.
Oof.
Wait, say that again?
I'm about to go nuclear.
What do you mean?
I can message Spike directly if I wanted to.
Just ask him to come on the show. We've said our piece. Let him
Yeah.
say his piece, break down why he decided to do this. He has supporters here. And Mike and I, like I said, are both supporters of him. Quite
Well-
honestly, we like Spike a little bit better than Joe.
I like Spike. I liked him, but that fucking killed my liberty.
I
boner
would
for
say
Spike.
I will use
My
the
liberty boner just went.
the famous words of Brian from High Impact Flicks: "Shall not be infringed."
Shall not be infringed.
Now, when you say if he complies, I'm going to say shall not be infringed.
Yeah.
I will.
in the
Oh, shit.
Warsaw ghetto.
They're trying to stop him.
In the
They're trying
Warsaw
to
ghetto
stop
to the
him.
Jews, when the SS is like, "Come with us on the train," but Mr. Gestapo, if the Jews just comply with you and get on the train,
Oh, so now you see where we're at.
Oh.
Oh no!
Man, I3 hard fucking disconnected there.
I know, like, they got him good.
oh yeah, they got him.
And that was the last time we ever saw I3. The Mafia just ran off with his ass.
It's just gonna come
Hey,
back, and we're just gonna see a bunch of SWAT
gonna be-
officers like rummaging through drawers and stuff until one of them knows
And like
the camera's on
Spike
and
Cohen's
runs
gonna be in front, or Spike Cohen's gonna be in front of it with like a baklava.
over. Like,
Spike Cohen trespasses property and shot his dog.
Hey,
Oh dear,
Mike?
no. What?
Do you remember playing video games?
You remember?
Yeah, that was a good time.
Back in the
Next
day.
topic.
No.
This is the next topic.
Well, okay. When we do get to, we will start the new topic, but let's do the little bitty one that's dumb while we wait for.
Wait.
come back.
What?
What?
This could be a good time for the commercial.
Oh yeah.
Another commercial?
At time.
What are we selling this time?
I didn't
Fuck.
upload the commercial.
Well, be better. Upload it real quick.
I mean,
I can try.
do we do?
Or I might even I might know. Well, no, I'm not logged in.
Do we do commercial now for Raid Shadow Legends?
I just have a bunch of gunpowder sitting on my desk. Don't mind me.
All right.
Max, did I already
so
show you the 3D prints?
What we're gonna talk
Oh,
about next
do it
after
later.
this, and we'll probably go back to let I3 have a chance to talk if he has something else to say.
While
when he
you're
gets
working
back.
on the
Sorry about that.
commercial, Maxwell and I are going to talk about 3D printing.
Oh no, you don't understand. Like my internet is so bad that it will take like 30 minutes to get a fucking video, even
Well,
if
that
it's
means we
short
can have
into the thing.
Wait a
a
minute.
30-minute
It's not happening
commercial.
tonight.
Wait a minute, Mike.
Like
Can I have
over.
3 minutes to just talk about 3D printed guns with Paxton? Because apparently not enough normies know about this. But you
Okay.
can 3D print guns, and not like the Liberator anymore, because this isn't fucking 2013. You can make GAPs, you can make Macs, you could make ARs, and you can make AKs.
There's even full 3D printed guns, is what a lot of people don't understand, other than the springs and stuff like that, obviously, but I'm sure that's coming.
You can make a gun out with a nail, a rubber band, and a 3D printer. That's a gap. You got a glack. But we really need to get this word out there because it's been brought to my attention that apparently this isn't common knowledge. That right there in Paxton's hands is a firearm, as the ATF would tell you.
It's actually one of my least favorite firearms. It only has a range of about maybe 25 yards. It's about as far as I can throw
far as
it.
you can throw it. Yeah, you're gonna need about $400 worth of other metal pieces to complete
Now it's
that
an
one.
assault weapon.
That
Oh,
was an
no.
assault weapon.
Does it have the shoulder thing that goes up? But yeah, so I can rant about this for hours. And actually, I intended to do so because 3D printed guns is going to be my second episode of my own series, which is going to be coming up very soon, where I rant about shit. And it's going to be probably ridiculous and probably entertaining. So keep an eye out for that. But you can make those two pieces of plastic are the firearm. All of the other parts you can order online and have shipped straight to your door, no paperwork, no questions asked. If you know
the
where to
only problem with
look,
that-
you can easily in most states.
Yes
Yeah,
and no.
in
The
most-
main problem is that most people are going to be using credit cards and PayPal to do that. As Mike and I have experienced for most of the day, not a lot of these places where you can get, say the rails and stuff like that for these
Yeah, 'cause we've been
take
trying to look into it.
cryptocurrency. And it's very awkward explaining to these people that, I don't want to use a credit card, and they want to know why. Well, I'm not brown enough to be a terrorist, so don't worry about that.
Oh Jesus, Sandon.
They might-
There we go.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
I mean, God, we just got banned from Facebook. Calm down.
No, I've been actually very fortunate that actually on my first conversation with an individual that owns a company, I explained to him simply that I would be more comfortable paying with cash or a check than I would be with a credit card, just for, ethical reasons. I want to try to limit my credit card usage and bank usage and stuff like that. And he was like, all right, that's cool. Let me see what I can do, because that's not normal for us to use just Bitcoin, but let's see what we can do, because we've made exceptions in the board. Not yet, because they haven't come up with their end of their deal. But the moment that they do, I actually plan on doing a video of opening it and putting this thing together and all that stuff. That way I can shout them out and hopefully give them some business.
Absolutely fantastic. And I'm actually working on, I am in the opposite position of Paxton, where I have a part kit, and I need to make the bit that is legally considered the firearm with Treda printer. So I'm going to be doing some videos on that. That's going to be the second episode of my little thing. And Paxton, when do you have the ETA of getting your stuff up?
If I don't hear from them tonight, I'll be going to another it's basically just going to go down the chain. I've got 10 different companies that I've looked at, and it's just going down the chain. If they tell me no, then I'll go down the line. So ideally, I want to have this done in a week. Well, I say a week. I want to be able. So let's say 2 weeks. I should be able to manufacture, because it's probably going to be a week. Worst case scenario of me finding a manufacturer, and then another week of shipment, of course.
Awesome. So yeah, we're going to be having some content about these 3D printed guns. I hope to get mine a working prototype by the end of the year, because this isn't one that you can just get the files for. I'm designing this one myself. So everything's looking cool on that front. Nice. Fuck, we're running out of small things to talk about. Mike, help.
Columbus Day is bullshit, and nobody should be fucking celebrating it, and for the most part, nobody fucking cares. I don't know why anybody's talking about it, but I just wanted us to talk about it, so there it is.
Do you want to hear something funny?
Indigenous Peoples Day is bullshit, too, because nobody uses it to celebrate indigenous culture. They just use it as a day off of school, and they call it that so they can break people off.
I didn't even know they gave people off for that.
Look,
we have off school for it. That's what I've said to everybody. I'm like, I don't care what you call
my
it.
Beer.
Cool. I'm like, I don't care what you call it. If it's Columbus Day, if it's Indigenous Peoples Day, as long as you call it a day.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God.
I'm classy, guys.
Oof.
Out.
Well, I don't know if we're getting I3 back. We may have lost him for the night. So I say we move on to the last topic.
Look, rip
of the
I3
night.
back.
But definitely
is that around the same topic of our commercial?
No.
Are you telling the people that they're going to have to wait until next week to get our commercial? Is that what you're saying?
We'll upload it in between as its own thing too. But yeah, probably. So Michigan.
Just add filibusters.
Fucking plot. Like
before we go to the next topic, I just want to say I really want to download that image of Obama where one of the reporters is asking him, is it true that you're going to have nuclear war with Russia or something? And he's just like, I think we need to download that image and just, play it anytime that Maxwell says something fucking statist.
Are you shitting me type of thing?
Yeah, Spyco did the correct thing. And there you go. See?
I'll make it happen.
Make it happen.
I'll make it happen.
Where's the Mad LiberTEA Party HR department?
So,
I am the HR department.
I'm like,
your complaints are what keep me warm in the winter. I just right in the furnace.
Can we get that embroidered onto a sweater or something? I want a sweater, an ugly Christmas sweater to give Paxton that says your complaints are what keeps me cold or what keeps me warm through the winter.
Make it happen.
I'm gonna make that money.
Never learn to crochet.
I'm gonna learn to crochet.
You're gonna act like a bitch. Might as well get big
let's do the last topic because it's getting on. Anyways, the last topic of the night is a big one, honestly. Like, and people have been talking about it for a little while now.
We can't talk about my penis again. I already said no.
No, we're
Why?
talking about the group of people who were arrested in Michigan for plotting to kidnap a governor.
That was one time, and it was a citizen's arrest.
Well, I mean,
Let it go, fucking Antifa.
Let it go.
So what? We were buying explosives. So what? We were gonna arrest a governor. Like, I'm sorry. At least we were
Well,
fucking doing something.
there are a lot of situations here that cause alarm to the normies and stuff like that. It's not really as surprising to me, but whoa, like
You know what
there's a lot
should be
of-
alarming is that fucking sheriff, though.
What show?
To
I
the
didn't see-
normies? The sheriff said
Paxton,
that?
would you like to just explain the situation?
Oh yeah, I would love to. It's glorious. I love it.
Explain
And
the whole situation.
all right, so basically you have flower boys that I believe
No,
were
actually, it's the Wolverine Watchmen, and although some of the people involved are flower boys.
Is that
You mean
a
exactly
real
what I was
problem?
going to say, Mike, you fucking cunt? It's almost like I've read this a couple of times.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so some of them are flower boys and some of them are involved in a militia. It's almost like they kind of intertwine a little bit. But essentially, they had this bright idea of, hey, you know what? The governor, who is an asshole without the Supreme Court, just said that the Supreme Court ruling can go fuck itself, and it's going to keep being a tyrannical son of a bitch in Michigan and keep running the state into an absolute shithole, because I don't know how it can get any worse, honestly. Like they're competing with California on catching this place on fire, and there's nothing left to burn. Like it's just concrete and fucking factories that have failed the past 20 years, and you can't catch on fire. That's the only reason there's not a reading about Michigan forest fires. Anyway, so there's 6 individuals. They decided that the Michigan governor was a tyrant, which she is, and I agree with. And they decided, hey, we're going to be the big dick energy of the flower boys and the militias groups here, and we're going to arrest the governor ourselves. And I use the word arrest because that's the same word that the sheriff said. And they were
Well,
going
wasn't
to.
the sheriff of the area? It was the sheriff of a nearby county, right?
Yeah. So their whole smart idea was to use Facebook to plan out a purchasing of explosives on Facebook.
I mean, did they do that part on Facebook?
That's
I
how
know
they
that they
found this
did
shit
some.
out.
I know that they did something on Facebook, but I didn't know that they
Don't do
actually did
anything on
that.
Facebook. Why do you have
Yeah, don't do
Facebook? So you
anything
can
on
talk
Facebook.
to your
You don't
relatives?
anymore.
Who wants to talk to their relatives?
Question.
honestly.
Well, the fact is, like, you shouldn't
No,
do
no, 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 no,
anything,
no.
like-
I'm not done. So they're on Facebook talking about buying explosives. Well, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they were talking about using the explosives they've already purchased. I don't fucking know. On
They
Facebook.
hadn't purchased them yet. They never
So-
got a chance to purchase
So
them.
they were going to buy explosives. They were talking on Facebook. It might have been Facebook Marketplace. Who the fuck knows? It was probably an FBI agent they were buying from. And so from that, they got, well, arrested from that point. And I assume they spilled the beans, or one of the FBI agents went through their fucking Facebook Messenger
they actually
files.
had.
I'm not done. And they
I'll
they
add
decided
corrections when we're done.
they decided that these people had a brilliant plan, which was to purchase explosives, set offset explosives in the exterior to have police and other agents go over there, and then the 6 of them, or relatively the 6 of them, would go into the governor's summer home, which they have been watching for quite some time, mind you. Which, to be fair, she's kind of pretty, so I bet that was fun to watch. 2, they were planning on storming the summer home, the summer vacation home, and kidnapping, or should we say, per the words of the sheriff, citizens arresting this governor and trying her for treason, as we should in Minecraft. And I'm not saying make guillotines great again, but we should make guillotines great again. That's all I'm saying. The whole thing that bothered I will tell you when I am done. God damn. Worse than my mother.
You said wasn't actually right, though.
I will. The whole thing that really bothers me is that they wanted to put this on trial, but you can't do that without temporarily becoming a dictatorship. Just fucking don't shoot the person. That's not what I'm advocating for.
Definitely don't shoot the person.
What were you going to try her for? What was going to be the punishment? Are you going to be like, that's 10 lashings for you, young lady, and let her be on her way? How are you going to trial someone for treason? To me, the obvious answer was that you were trying to prettily say that you were going to execute this woman. Which I'm not saying that I'm not okay with, but I'm also not saying that I am okay with. But read between the lines.
Trial this person, and trial isn't a verb. This frustrates me.
Well, let me
trial is a verb in which they are running a trial upon this person.
They would try.
Hold on. Getting back to the facts before we go into discussing.
All that was facts.
No, it wasn't.
I just don't care about your feelings, folks.
There was Facebook involvement, from what I understand at the beginning, but most of the stuff was planned privately and face-to-face as it should be. The problem was they had a plant, and the plant was wearing some sort of recording device. And so everything they said
allegedly. I just want to stress that's allegedly. Well, allegedly. I 100% believe that these dumb fucks got caught by Facebook.
They could actually be putting out there to try and encourage people to say more. But
and honestly, I want to also say
you don't know that, and I don't see any evidence stating that they were actually planning any of that shit.
Stop using Facebook. And stop using Facebook. That's the point. I don't give a shit if they got caught on Facebook or not. Stop using it. Stop it. I haven't had Facebook for 2 years, and that's because I don't like talking to people, but it also helps with my security. I don't even know that. I just don't like people. Stop using Facebook.
And when Mike says that they were doing it face-to-face, as you should be, we're referring to the fact that you should be talking about secure stuff face-to-face, not that you should plan to kidnap a governor.
Sure. You should never plan to break the law. I am a law-abiding citizen. I believe in the legal system, and I love the government.
Is that shirt of yours constitutional Honolulu color?
I can't do it. I can't do it.
That's going to be fucking cut out somewhere. Somebody is going to use that. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh god, somebody can post that on Pornhub.
Nice.
Mike already has so much more on Pornhub. We don't need that.
We don't talk about that.
Michael do political science
Tuesday,
lessons.
To add some more details to the fact, there's half of these guys are getting charged federally, and half of these guys are being charged by the state. And yes, it does appear that there is boog involvement. I've had multiple. I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know any of that shit. I'm not gonna even pretend that I do, and I'm not gonna go into it any further because it's all just fucking speculation at that point. But this sound like arresting a governor or capturing a governor and trying them for treason sounds exactly like something that a liberty-minded person might do in a situation like this. I am not going to condemn it. If they plan on just kidnapping and murdering her, sure. And I read in a situation that they tried to fucking build a bomb and gave up on it or something. I don't know about the facts on that. If they did intend to just bomb somebody instead of fucking, I don't know.
How do you almost give up? How do you give up on a bomb? You can't go through the mindset of yeah, we're gonna kill this person, but this bomb's really hard, yo.
and that doesn't even make sense. It's scarily easy to make a bomb.
It really is.
I don't go into details because I don't want a black van showing up in front of my house. But let's just say it's easier for a person to make a bomb than it would be for a person under 21 to buy alcohol.
Well, either way, we don't really know as much as I would like for us to fucking know about this situation.
We're not going to know.
And we're probably not going to. We know that on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, there's going to be a trial. Another. They're going back
Another
to
mock
court.
trial.
Yeah, or something.
It'll be just like the Las Vegas thing. They'll hype it up. They'll make it this big tragedy. They'll use it to take away people's rights, and then they're just gonna never tell us the truth about it. They'll probably declassify it in 70 years, though, when anybody who's old enough to remember it's dead, just like they did with Kennedy.
Mike, why are you so up close? It's disturbing.
Oh, because just hold on.
Oh, you did the froze.
Mike
did the froze. Oh
this
no,
this is terrible to look at. Oh my god, we just lost so many viewers.
But yeah, like you guys know that they're not going to declassify the complete files about the JFK assassination until the 2030s, which is when most of the people who were alive to witness it are dead. And they're probably going to do the same shit with the current things that are going on. We're never going to get the full unredacted truth about this Las Vegas or this Michigan thing. We're never going to hear about that. All of us will be dead.
It's kind of like 9/11. They released a whole bunch of files on that, and basically saying that Saudi Arabia kind of did all of this. We just needed an excuse to invade the Middle East. And nobody said anything. Nobody said a fucking thing. They're just like, oh yeah, it's Tuesday.
What are we gonna do?
The reason why I got up close and froze like that was because I was checking to make sure before I quoted it. But Mike said that 3 out of the Michigan 6 were Boog, and they stood for our ideals. So I mean, like, that's from him. I don't.
No, they don't stand for ideals. Kidnapping governors and planting explosives. None of us agree with that.
Well, I mean, we don't have any idea exactly what the fuck happened here. I really wish that we knew more about what the hell happened out there.
We're a philosophy, not a group.
Here we go. Like, you wanna, like, I think that you can't have a group's ideals when it's so split and fractured like this. But I mean, if by meaning that they were Boogs and they fucking did Boog stuff and believed Boog shit, then I mean, sure, I guess.
But the thing is, like, kidnapping a person is statist. That's what the government does. Citizen arresting people is no better than police arresting people.
Kidnapping status does not count. Status is status.
Yes, kidnapping people is bad no matter who it is, unless it's a pedophile and they go promptly into woodchipper because
they're in the government. What do you expect them to be doing?
They need to have you need to take away their power. You don't.
No. So the whole deal, the whole reason that this is acceptable is because she already broke the NAP. How many people died because she decided to lock down everything and continue the lockdown, even though the Supreme Court decided no, that's unconstitutional, and she said no anyway.
I'm gonna be a tyrant and ignore the Supreme Court and shit. So, like, if you want people to do shit the right way, she should have fucking done shit the right way first.
Yeah, but I don't think that it's a good thing for people to be killing other people.
We get it. You're boot-sucking mild. It's fine.
I mean, we don't know that they were going to kill her. We know that they wanted to kidnap her and try.
What are they going to do? Keep her in prison?
Reform her.
Put her in prison? They don't own a prison, Mike. There's 6 dudes in Michigan.
They had a basement.
Yo,
and how many fucking SWAT teams were going to be right outside of their door when they got back? No, they were going to execute her.
Oof. Look.
Hey, I don't know what you guys do on your Minecraft server, but whenever we arrest people in our Minecraft server, we take all their stuff and let them go.
What the fuck?
That sounds like robbery, which is what the state does. We can't stoop to the level of the state. People.
Oh my god. What kind of fucking hippie bullshit is that? Are you just going to fucking bend over and let the state fuck you in the ass? How many times do they need to step on your goddamn neck before you step up and do something? What the police reply to is fucking standing up to them. What they want you to do is comply. They want you to fucking take it. They want you to fucking lube up your own asshole while they fuck you in in the ass and say, hey, this is your bill this time, even though you're paying all the taxes that we're forcing you to pay. Fuck you. This is something extra. That's what you're going to fucking do. And if you don't do it, we're going to beat the shit out of you. Then we're going to go after your family because you didn't pay your debts. And we're going to keep fucking up your entire generations because you know what the best option is for civil society? Is fucking up the poorest people in the entire society and keeping them as slaves.
Exactly. And that's why I support non-compliance. But I don't think that violence is the correct...
This is non-compliance. This is saying go fuck yourself. We're not going to listen to your tyrannical rule, and we're going to make sure that you get out of there.
Non-compliance is refusing to abide by
he's having a power outage. I wonder if we're having a lot of those tonight out there.
But the thing is, like, I am all for ignoring her tyrannical order. Nullify them. If nobody listens to them, it doesn't matter that she screams into the void. But you can't go around killing people and expect to be the good guys when you're having to have a movement.
Well, I'm not going to discuss this as if they were killing people because nobody killed anyone and nobody talked about killing anybody. So I'm not going to make that assumption.
What do you think that they were going to do? You think they were just going to set off a bomb in the middle of the forest?
Allegedly, they were going to.
They were actually going to do that. They were planning not to kill anybody with their explosives. They were literally doing it as a diversion tactic.
I don't know. I don't know if I think that I definitely don't.
I'm not going to. I don't care what you believe. I'm not going to discuss this because we're discussing kidnapping / arrest, and you're discussing murder. So we can't have this discussion.
Why is it okay for the state to kidnap people or to arrest people, but why is it not okay for the state to do it, but it's okay for the citizenry to do it? That's no different.
Because we are innocent people. They are making up arbitrary laws and arresting people and taking them and saying, hey, we fucking made this shit up. You don't agree with it. That doesn't matter. We're going to take you anyway. And if you don't like it, we're going to kill you. That is not what this is doing. This is saying that the Supreme Court, something that should be above her, said, no, what you're doing is unconstitutional. The Constitution is supposed to be the pinnacle of government rule. And she said, fuck that. Whenever you are going over the Constitution, it doesn't fucking matter anymore. As far as I'm concerned, it's fucking free game and they should have a hunting license.
And I just want the thing I take away from all this shit is that
fucking tar and feather the bitch at least.
Everybody out there who's thinking that we can possibly change this by going through the system. People used the system to try and get rid of the unconstitutional act, and the people and the tyrants in charge said no, and then people tried to do something about it, and now they're being called terrorists. And they're going to use that against anybody else who has, like anti-government ideals and everything like that, too. They're going to use it to make it even harder to make them accountable, because that's what they want all along.
This is a whole lot of Minecraft server
Everybody
drama.
looks at us like we're a bunch of terrorists, when even though, like, now that I am a person who is for freedom, just because I support freedom, people are going to assume, oh, you're a crazy boo-boo.
You can't play by the rules, because just as they said, the rules stopped mattering a long fucking time ago.
I don't want
if they ever goddamn did.
Matter. The only thing that you're not going to win a cultural revolution, dude. It's not going to fucking happen. I don't know how many times we have to have this conversation. You're not going to change 99% of the fucking population's mind that freedom is the way to fucking go. They don't know. If they're fucking sheeps to the slaughter, that's all they've ever known for generations. We're the lucky few that decided, hey, let's have an IQ above fucking 2 and fucking think for ourselves. That is what's happened here.
Honestly,
we have to take control. We have to take leadership and show these people by force if necessary, as far as I'm concerned. That's the only way forward, because you're not going to vote it in, or else the Libertarian Party would be in charge of shit already. But if they can't do it with fucking Ron Paul, you think they're going to do it with Joe Jorgensen? Are you fucking with me? You think they're going to fucking do it with I don't even fucking remember his name. That's how fucking terrible it is. The Libertarian Party ain't going to do shit, even though they incorporate 99% of our ideals, because they aren't willing to back it up. They're not willing to die for it. They're not willing to fight for it. And if you're not willing to fight for your ideals and you're not willing to die for your ideals, they're not ideals. They're talking points on fucking Twitter. Hashtag freedom, hashtag liberty.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes to secure my own liberty, but I don't believe
Okay, well, you can have this conversation where the governor shuts down your entire fucking state and you lose your business and you can't feed your children anymore. That's whenever you can have the discussion about livelihood.
It was totally unjustified or that they're stupid for doing it. I'm just saying that I don't think that was the best way for them to execute their plan. I mean,
no, that's probably true. I agree. That was not a good way to execute the plan, but that's not at all what you have been saying. You've been saying that it's wrong.
But it wasn't like, I don't think that kidnapping her would have been ideal. They would have just been like, oh, look at this poor innocent governor. Oh my God, she's such a victim. Okay, now we need to pass more laws.
Depends entirely on the trial video.
Look, first of all, it gives like a bad light to the book movement by just kidnapping someone. I will just do it like old school style. I mean, just tie her up at the city hall and throw tomatoes on her. I mean, it gives the popcorn on entertainment.
Make tomatoes great again, guys.
Yeah, make tomatoes great again.
Yeah, but it doesn't, like, if you guys tied her up and threw tomatoes at her, they would come in with, like, heavy force on people.
Yeah, that's assault, bro. I would love to see what they thought about that. I'm sure they would go and get tomatoes and return fire with tomatoes because it's equivalent aggression.
Yeah, and our government is well known for equivalent aggression and not escalating situations.
They're throwing water bottles. Better get the fucking tear gas out, boys. You know, that illegal war crime fucking chemical. It's fine.
It's that meme where it's like people are like, oh, well,
one person threw a water bottle, time to gas 100.
The Geneva Conventions only apply to militaries, but these aren't another military. It's your own civilians.
Well, I want you to think about that, though. Governments from around the world agreed that it was okay to do this shit to their own people, but not to each other's people.
They say, no, it's way too cruel. We can't use it in a literal war. And then they turn around and they use it on innocent protesters.
All of these governments are absolutely fucking
gayest thing.
Useless. And they are arbitrary, and they exist only to rule people and continue to keep them from being able to realize how they can be free individuals. At this point, everything that they have done, our education, our fucking, our economy, they could use our fucking religions and the color of our skin, and to what we'd like to stick our fucking dicks in to keep us all fucking wound up and fighting each other and shit like that.
And you should be able
we
to
don't
do whatever
fucking realize what the issue is.
do
And
whatever you want as long as it's not.
I'm pretty sure that most of this nation is more likely to fucking kill each other than they are to stand up next to each other and fucking put things right.
Well, that's a depressing note to end this video on.
Anyway, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe and keep your eye out for all of the new content, guys.
But yeah, no, like and
share this shit
subscribe.
because
Please share videos.
we just
go to
lost
our
a
Twitter.
huge chunk of audience from Facebook.
Go to Twitter and like our page. Please join our well, don't join, but visit our coin tree and give us money so we can buy wood chippers. And you know what it's for.
On Twitter.
If you like that white market stuff, join our Subscribe Star and get goodies.
And shoot the police with cameras, of course.
Yeah, only cameras.
Only cameras.
We
or
need
else
a new one for governors too.
By the FBI for trying to buy Wish.com explosive.
Also, if you agreed with us, if you disagreed with us, if you just want to further this conversation, we have a Matrix server. We do have a Discord server that you can come into, but it's only one channel because we're encouraging everybody to get off of the centralized bullshit onto the decentralized bullshit.
It's a cool
we
shit.
have several little shorts and episodes coming up soon too, and
I mean, for the love of the flying spaghetti monster, don't use Facebook for anything. I mean,
don't use Facebook. See, I'm feeling a shirt.
You're on.
I'm feeling a shirt that simply says, "Is it kidnapping or is it citizen's arrest?"
It doesn't matter because arrest is illegal.
Be careful with your Facebook, but use it till the wheels fall off. But have your backups, start making your network, start reaching out to people,
Don't plan terrorist attacks.
Get on Freenet Is it freenet.space? Let me check. Yeah, freenet.space, get on MeWe, get on Keybase, get on everything else, get on all the other things,
Get on Twitter.
decentralize
Follow us
everything,
all on
reach
Twitter.
out to each other. And that's not just you flower children out there. I'm talking to all of you Liberty people, because they're not just hitting certain groups, they're hitting all across the goddamn board. They
And you
want
dogs.
to keep us like all disconnected and shit like that.
Look, I mean,
For a group
even if you won't say I have nothing to hide. I mean, it can happen something like if you say on Facebook something, nuke the Chinese, and you mean microwave supper.
Yeah.
I mean, they could go after you. I mean,
And for the love of God, of the gods, please get a fucking VPN.
Yo,
If I see you in Valhalla after this and you didn't use a fucking VPN, I'm tattling on you and they're gonna throw your ass out.
God damn it! I
Why
just started
Valhalla?
using VPNs religiously, Mike.
I mean, well, why Valhalla? We will.
We got some
always
stuff
spawn on
coming up
Minecraft.
this week, you guys. Hopefully we'll be able to like reach out and talk to some of the people that we plan on getting in here and everything like that. We got
Yeah.
other stuff coming out.
I mean, do we have? Do we have like introduction rituals for our new users? I mean, I don't know, like showing a screenshot if they use a VPN, and
Yeah, we phased them.
we
Leave
talk
them
about
alone.
group rituals.
No, we're not gonna fucking look at your shit. Anyways, you guys take care. Be safe. Be
Love.
free. We'll see you again next time.
Yeah.